And welcome back to week 4 of the Aftermath Report. Surprise, surprise, Devin's actually with us this time. We've taken down the milk carton. He's here tonight to talk about some of the stats from this last week, or from the season, I should say. What season 4 recruiting looks like. Joined again by Eddie as well, the other co-creator of this. Devin was in that too, but he hasn't shown up yet. So welcome, Devin. Nice to have you on finally.
Yeah, happy to be here. I was stuck eating hot dogs in the grandstands at Michigan for the last 2 weeks. So someone
Is that
recommended it, so I was stuck up there doing that.
is that a voice of an angel I hear?
Some would
Dude, I'm
disagree
shocked you're
heavily.
here.
Some
I'm
would
shocked you're here.
heavily disagree on that.
Yeah.
All right. My lord. So, not any racing this week. We did do a recruitment race and a test race for Watkins Glen. So just not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to racing this week. So we don't have anything to go over, but just chatting about what we're looking forward to season 4. Get Devin's idea or how he feels about season 4, what he's looking forward to the most. I know Glen's one of his favorite tracks. Also talk about season ending stats for season 3. But first, Eddie, anything you want to say?
Yeah, man. The test race was pretty fun. I know some things happened, some things went down. I guess we can announce the truck series being a change. I'm sure they seen the graphic there. Morris Customs, stepped up and sponsored the truck series when the other sponsor dipped out, and looking forward to the future and can't wait to hear what Devin has to say about this recruiting.
All right. So yeah, we kind of touched on it last week, but to fully announce, Morris Customs did take over the main title sponsorship for the truck series. So we lost Maze Construction, kind of a last minute thing, but Eddie did step up and Morris Customs will be the title sponsor for that now. Dev Sports Cards with Devin will still be the title sponsor for the Xfinity series. These title sponsors do make a huge difference for keeping the cost down for the drivers. This isn't cheap. This isn't free. So, everyone's contributions definitely do help. So thanks to Eddie and Devin for, stepping up again season after season and making this possible. So Devin, introduce yourself since this is the first week you're going to actually be here.
Yeah, so I'm milk carton man, I guess.
Milk carton work, folks.
Yeah, I've been racing with these guys since the series that will not be named. When did that start? I think that was 2020 that started around there. Maybe. Could be wrong. It was during. But I think we did about 2 seasons through the series over there, and then been around the SCSRA from the jump. Definitely enjoy it. I think we got a really solid group. Compared to other leagues I've ran, I feel like we're a very tight-knit group. I mean, I don't know many groups that'll hang out in Discord after the race and do fun runs or whatever it may be for hour and a half, 2 hours after the race, or even be as active as they are in our Discord and stuff. So, yeah, I've really enjoyed racing with this group. Had some pretty good success over the first 3 seasons on both sides. So, I'm definitely enjoying the off week. On vacation right now, but still a lot of stuff to get done to continue to get ready for season 4.
All right. Well, Devin, we're going to switch over to the recruitment center here since you are the man of the hour when it comes to recruiting. How's that looking so far?
It's not as easy as people would think. I don't know. I think we did this with about a month and a half left of the regular season, posting on Facebook, posting recruitment races. But I'd like to announce that we do have 9 new drivers signed up, which I think is a really strong number. Because you guys can attest, it's not that easy to get new guys in it. I mean, we did that recruitment race on Monday, and I think we started with 25 people in the session, and then by the time we ended, there was 9, and 4 of them were already in the league. And the 5 people that were not, they just dipped after the race. So I'm pretty proud of the 9 guys that we do have signed up. They're all pretty eager to join. I think some of them it's their first league. I think it's really enticing to them, the whole, broadcasting. They watch some intensity races. They see how good they do a broadcasting for us. They're back on for season 4. So we definitely appreciate Atlee and Dayton for doing that. But yeah, as of now, we got 9 truck rookies signed up, and then that puts us at 27 for trucks. I know we're sitting at 21 for Xfinity, but I think our new rule to let the truck drivers do 3 Xfinity races during the regular season, minus week 1 and week 10. So they have 8 races to pick 3 starts from. I think that's going to help with numbers across the board and get them some more experience, because looking at some of them, they're a little newer to the platform, but they're looking for a league that races clean and they can just turn laps and get better in. So I think it's a really good start. I mean, getting 9 guys, it's taken month and a half to get 9 guys, so it's not as easy as it looks.
Well,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
And I know that the goal was 40 for trucks, and like we had mentioned before, the numbers will be a little bit lower in Xfinity this season just because we're only allowing rookies in the truck series, and they can advance to Xfinity if they race clean or if it goes that way. So I know that this season's Xfinity numbers are going to be a little bit lower. 21, you said, for Xfinity?
Yeah, and like you mentioned, they have to do their full truck season, but at this point going forward, it'll just keep on cycling. These 9 guys, if they stick it out, and if it were me, if I knew I could race on both nights, if I just did one season, I'd be there every week and look forward to that, because our seasons run pretty quick. It's less than 4 months, so we can get close to 3 seasons done in a calendar year. But once they get to Xfinity, then that just opens the door or not opens the door because they can still run trucks, but then the more truck rookies we get, the more 3 development starts they can get moving forward, and that the numbers are just going to go up as the seasons go on. So, especially with the winter season coming up, I know obviously we see the numbers go down during summer because people are more busy. There's more stuff to do, but during the winter, the numbers do stay pretty steady. And the truck rookies, if they have to do a full season, they can't just dip out at the end of the season, and that'll help with car counts during the playoffs and come the end of the season. So I think it's a really good process that we've implemented for season 4.
Awesome. So getting the 9 drivers, I know, hasn't been easy. And like you had said, the one recruitment race we did earlier this week, we had 5 other people show up. It was actually a really clean race. I was very impressed with everyone that was in that race. Wish we would have been able to get a couple of them to stick around to at least join in or get part of the discard or something, but nobody wanted to. Understandable. What are your thoughts of continuing to run more of like recruitment races during the season to keep that number continuously growing?
I'm not opposed to it. I think there should obviously become a cutoff week for adding new drivers. I think this year we were discussing cutting it off week 1 of the playoffs, so that'd be week 11. But I think we should always be actively looking to recruit. I mean, iOS took me in. Oops, I said it. They took me in. They took me in like the day before, the day of, because me and Dylan Redding used to run in a different league together. He's like, "Hey, you should come run this." But yeah, I think we should always be actively looking to recruit. I
I do
think.
have to say we were kind of loose with it back then.
Yeah. No, I snuck in there. I'm sure you're happy about that. But
Well,
no, I think
usually if somebody vouched for somebody, you would be like, all right, fuck it, let's let them go.
yeah. Now we need to pay for a background check and all that.
Right.
See if they have any warrants out.
Oh yeah, the chemistry
But
test.
no, yeah. But I think we should always be looking. I mean, 27. I think that's a really strong number to start. Um, I think I would like to have 40, but I think it becomes a point to where no matter how good the drivers are, 40 could become a little chaotic on track, regardless, just because it's a lot of cars. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, and another
yeah, I
thing you
think
got to think about with that many cars too is like people's graphics and stuff like that. Like it makes a world of difference when you can when you can have the settings on where you can see all the cars or whatever compared to like the 8 around you or however that works. And because I was in a truck race the other day, man, and it was just a hosted race, and man, it was 41 I think in there. And when it happened on the backstretch, it happened. Like it was
yeah,
insane. So
yeah. So
that's something else to
I
kind of
think
keep in mind too.
I don't think there's anything wrong with us shooting for 40, but if we don't get to
Yeah.
that, I think it'll be okay, because I feel like there's a good number when it comes to just league racing, because you don't want to, pay to race these leagues and take time out of your week 2-3 nights a week to do this and be under yellow the entire time. So I
Absolutely.
think, especially for rookies coming in, I think 20, 30, even like 32, 34, around there is a good number. But definitely a good jump from where we ended the season at.
Well, let's keep it
Sure.
going. It's I've enjoyed the last 2 seasons, hence why we're still doing this and looking forward to season 3. I know that no, season 4,
You
sorry.
made a new friend, didn't you?
Season 4.
Did I?
Yeah. You and Junior got to be buddies, didn't you?
Oh,
I
that's
wouldn't
cool.
say buddies, but I mean, we're more cordial than we were the first season I came in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, the first season was rocky at best, if we want to use that word, I guess. Me and Junior weren't really great of friends at the beginning of season 2, but is what it is. On season 3, going through season 3 was a little bit easier. Kind of got used to how to drive around everybody, and personally have gotten a lot cleaner in driving.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I feel like Atlee brings it up a lot on the broadcast. If you mentioned, he says, like if a driver's trying to pass someone, like picking up on their tendencies. Have you noticed that since like you came in on season 3? Because me and Eddie have been racing with these guys for too long now.
Yeah. I about know what somebody's gonna do before they do it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It definitely makes a lot of difference driving around these guys for 2 seasons now, where you know who you can and can't push, where you can and can't pass cleanly. I thought there was some more clean racers toward the end of this season that I was clearly proven wrong, which we've gone over in the last 2 weeks. 3 weeks, especially at Charlotte in the Xfinity race. I'm not really sure what that was about, but whatever. Not salty about it, just still questioning what the hell happened. But you definitely get a feel more for who you're driving around and who you can push, where you can go. And it's just been all around, like, being here for 2 seasons is just so much better than when we first came on board. When our whole team showed up, it was like no one liked us, and that was fine. But that's something that you just have to kind of get used to. And once we got used to driving around them, I haven't had any issues since. So it's been fun.
I think one thing about this league too, like I mentioned before, how it's a little different is obviously there's a team aspect to it, but I feel like everyone's genuinely trying to help everyone. Like I believe that everyone in this league has gotten leaps and bounds better from where they were. Well, 90% of the people have gotten, better. The ones that the other issues have been resolved, but I feel like everyone as a whole has taken leaps and bounds. I mean, one specifically is like Chappie. I mean, he drove on my team since season 1. And I recall even then Cody was helping him out before races. Like I was helping him out during the races if he had questions, and even Cody was trying to show him. You know what I mean? I feel like you don't get that in other leagues. Like I don't know. I just feel like as a whole we've gotten our product. We went from begging for green to then begging to have one caution in a race because we just weren't having them. You know what I mean? It's just I feel like we've come pretty close to full circle as a whole.
Yeah, Chapu, man, he got pretty good. You could tell he was working on it. He got faster, and I totally agree with you, man. I think everybody in the league has. Like if we were to go back and race ourselves like 2 years ago now, man, we'd all whoop our own asses. Like it's insane.
Oh yeah, it's not even close, man. Not even close.
And what a lot of people like don't really take into account is that like the more you're racing around everybody, it's one, makes the racing a lot cleaner, but two, it's like, I don't know, it's a whole different vibe where you're not like pushing to pass that one person because at some point they'll make a mistake or they're going to ride that same line the whole time. It's a different aspect knowing who you're racing against than just like trying to prove something. So it's and also when like in practices and stuff, me personally, I'll sit there and watch Brian or you, Devin, or watch Eddie and not what to do, and especially at Chicagoland or whatever, just don't follow Eddie. But a lot of these drivers, if you just watch and practice for a couple of laps, watch their line. Some of these like lines that Cody takes, for instance, like I have no idea how the hell he does that. And
Richmond,
I've tried.
That was the biggest one for me at Richmond. Not to cut you off, but you would watch him at Richmond, and he was going into one like almost a lane and a half higher. I'm like, is that how you have to drive this place? And obviously, he knows how to get around there. So it was like, let me try that out. And I picked up like 2-3 tenths watching him.
Well, even then, like the way he drives, which is very fast for a lot of this league, is like loose the entire time. But if you go and look at, like, he created a team in VRS, for anybody that doesn't know, like in the league, if you're listening and you have VRS, you can actually go and look at what everyone on the team is driving. If you go and compare Cody's laps to anybody else's, their tire wear is so much higher because he's coming off the corners with his tires straight, but power sliding basically into the wall. Not into the wall, but right next to it on every freaking turn. I have no idea how the hell he does that.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things too with fixed sets is I think I can think of 2 tracks where fixed setups actually ever feel loose. So to be able to get it to rotate like he does, that's a talent that I don't think I've unlocked fully yet. So yeah,
Makes
I
me want to drive
completely
some more of
agree.
those Pro 2s, Pro 4s, because like
Those are
he's hit
nice.
hardcore into that, and I think that's where that probably came from, to be honest.
It might
But
be.
yeah, man, I agree because he's always told me ride on that back tire, that right rear tire, get it to plan on it and power out. Like I don't get it. I can't save damn tires to save my life. I tell you what.
I save too well. I'm polar opposite. I give up way too much in the beginning of the run. I can't carry it throughout. I'll
Hell, I
come
try
on
to.
strong at the end of the run, but if I lose 5 seconds on the leader, then it's all for nothing.
Yeah, that's my whole thinking too. And then like I'm trying to keep up with all you fast pecker heads, and my right front's like, no, bro.
It's screaming for
And
mercy.
yeah, and then I fade back. But it feels fun when I'm fast for those 10 laps or so.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's about where I'm at. I got about 5 or 6 laps and I'm right there with you. And then, man, you gone.
Man, I've tried all kinds of stuff, and it just I don't know.
You gotta
Maybe I'm
trust the
just
process. There's some tracks where from the drop of the green you just have to. Well, I'll lay off in the beginning and then just hope that I find speed at the end. Sometimes I don't. I'm like, well, no idea what to do now. So.
Well, I guess the problem is the process. I don't know what that process is to trust.
That's fair. That's fair. That could be an issue. That could be a bit of an issue.
you got to know what to trust before you can trust it, I guess.
Right. That's like
Makes
Watkins
sense.
Glen when we did that test race. Like, I'm fast for the first 5 or 6 laps, but then after that, man, those rear tires
long
are
as you
gone
don't
and
hit
I'm
the
just
wall.
drifting.
As long as you don't hit the
Bro.
wall into the bus stop, you're fine, right?
Oh, yeah, don't do that
Bro,
again.
I was so heartbroken on that first lap when I hit the wall.
Is what it
Bro, I was
is.
driving the piss out of it. Like I was fastest. I felt like anyway.
You were there for a minute, then you disappeared.
Because I kept hitting the damn wall. Hell, I spun out twice. I hit the wall once. Like I was overdriving the hell out of that thing. It was
Well,
fun.
that was the intention, to find out what would happen, and
Oh yeah.
we found out.
Yeah.
We found out.
Yeah, I think we got a good solution to that. And I think what we need to do is make the first segment 30 laps. In that 30 laps, you're not going to be able to make it. So you will have to pit. And then whenever we do the full invert, we do 20 laps. And on those 20 laps, we won't have to pit. That'll be just full out green to the end.
But that makes the people that are great at road courses drive a little bit harder to get back up the front.
Yeah.
I
that
love
was
the
a
idea.
strategy because Cody beat me on a race once because where I thought I could stretch it and just take a splash and save 9 seconds on pit road, but he took tires early enough that he just made up all that time that I would have gained from the splash. So I think it still opens it up for strategies.
Yeah, but at least you know everybody's not going to be able to
Oh yeah,
go, almost a lap down at the Glen and not have to pit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and win the thing. Like it's.
I didn't mind it last year.
Yeah. If we do the first session, the first part of that heat, 30 laps, second part, 20 laps, I think it'll be a good. You've got to pit the first one for sure. So you get some pit strategy in that one. But the second one, you don't have to pit at all. So I'm down for that because that, again, I like the part where, I like the fact that the people that are good at road courses, Nudie, you, Devin, Cody, I can be good if I don't get COVID again. If those people have to fight through the field to get back towards the front, that gives the people that'll never win a road course like Eddie, a chance to actually win something like that. If they can keep it clean and off the wall.
That invert was nuts last season. It got caught up in a small wreck, but it was still a blast trying to drive through the field.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So it's like, all right, fast guys, you can hot lap, but can you do that and pass people
Yeah,
cleanly?
exactly.
All right, so let's go over some. You wanted to go over some stats for all-time leaders for the SCSRA, Devin. Is that right?
Yeah, we can just heading into season 4 all time. I think we could take a look at that to see where we stand. And then some milestones. Just a few. I only have one listed here, I guess. But so going into season 4, all time starts leader through. I combine stats because I think it's just under the SCSRA umbrella for both series. All across both series, I have 104 starts. Active leader in polls, or the leader in polls for both series is Clint Stone with 15, and then the active driver leading is Cody with 13.
Isn't that nuts? He was here for one series and he has the most polls.
Yeah,
out of 3 seasons.
Dude's fast as fuck, boy.
There's some stats that probably will never get dethroned. It's pretty crazy numbers. Yeah, and then on top of that, average start was best average start all time was 4.2, and then the highest active is Nudie at a 5.5, which is still pretty crazy with how many starts Nudie has. Because Clint Stone's 4.2 is in how many starts? It's in 41 starts, and then Nudie's 5.5 is 84 starts. So that's still pretty nuts for 84 starts.
Well, I think if you also take out all of Nudie's no-shows for races for whatever reason, that number comes down. So you got to think like Clint didn't miss a single race for all 41 of those races. Nudie missed like 5 races last year. So, and that's just last season alone. So if you...
That's only counting as starts.
Right.
Actual physical starts.
Oh, is it really?
Yep.
Sorry, Nudie. I tried to give you some credit. Sorry, bud.
Yeah,
no, we're not giving you any. Sorry. No, it's still 5.5 is still really crazy.
Yeah,
crazy for.
That's my teammate. Throwing that out
for now.
Jesus Crackers Motorsports.
All-time leader in wins is Cody with 16. I think he got 5 truck wins last season. We put it on trucks last season.
He's cool though.
Am I crazy? Yeah, he had 5 wins in truck last season. That's nuts. I didn't realize he had 5. All-time top 5s is myself with 66. Top 5 percentage. Clint Stone, 68% top 5s, and the Nudie is the highest active driver with 66. So he's still right behind him on that too. Top 10s is myself with 87, and the Nudie's actually all time on that with 84. So 84% top 10s and 81 starts is pretty nutty. And then laps led, Clint Stone with 1,500, and then Cody's the highest active driver with 1,197. And then Nudie also has the lowest incident per race by an eligible driver with enough starts to qualify at 4.4 or 4.5 incidents a race. So.
Let's go back
Nudie's
to this.
Pretty good.
Let's go back to this laps led one for a second. Again, one season.
Yeah.
30 races.
Right? Yeah, 30 races. Yeah.
30 races. This dude led 1,500 laps.
Yeah.
Cody has 1,197 laps led over 3 seasons. This dude came in for a season and wrecked us.
Clint led 1,500 laps and 41 starts, and Cody has 1,100 laps led in 83 starts. So
that's, oh my Lord.
Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
We suck, boys. We suck.
Maybe he was just too good for us.
Yeah, we just got to work on our strategy for season 4.
I would agree. He was too good for us, though. Like, dude was fast, bro.
Yeah. So,
quick.
What?
He was quick.
Very quick. That was.
I tried to learn some things off of him, but man, I tell you what, you only keep up with him for like a lap or so. You only get like 15 chances in a season to follow him for one lap.
It just comes down to that tire wear. Like because I could save tires, but I cannot make that early run speed that he makes. It's just I don't know how you can physically do that. I mean,
they got something figured out. We don't.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, pretty nuts.
All right, boys. There's not like I said before. There's not a whole lot to talk about this week because we didn't race, obviously. Season starts on the 13th. Is that right?
Yeah, 12-13 Tuesday, the All-Star Clash.
All right. So season starts in 12 days from now on the 13th. Take a look through Intensity Broadcasting for us through the SCSRA. We'll have Josh and Atlee up in the booth taking care of that. Again, Nudie and I will not be part of the truck series this season. Nudie will be helping Josh in the booth, pulling in some drivers for in-race interviews. The broadcasts are going to be 1,000 times better this year, especially with having someone up there with Josh, being able to have interviews with drivers in the race. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I will be watching the race Eye in the Sky for the whole season for trucks. But we'll be present in the Xfinity race. Again, we're aiming to do this every Thursday. Hopefully 10 p.m. Eastern. Tonight was a little bit later than normal. Do appreciate if anybody came by. Somebody's watching. I don't know who it is, but thanks for tuning in, I guess.
Uncle Clatard, probably. By the way, we found out who that was.
Who was? I forgot who it was already.
It was Shampoo, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
The only
It was
person.
I
like
do want to
supposed to
shout
be
out. I do want to
something.
shout out my favorite stat from season 3. Definitely has to go to Cheeseburger in Xfinity Series because he had 1 top 5 with 1 lap led and 1 win. I think that's pretty sick.
That's
That's
pretty solid.
that is pretty awesome.
That's a pretty cool stat line.
I like how as soon as he got that win too, he's like, "All right, guys, what do I upgrade?"
Yeah, right? He's like, he was taking that purse and buying the best rig money could buy.
Yeah, all the
Wait,
$0
we're not
there.
supposed to do-
Yeah, all thanks to Dev Sports Card sponsorship money for the league.
That's great. So again, season starts on the 13th. We will be back next week. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about something.
Season 4 predictions.
And hopefully some recruitment racing. We gonna do any more recruitment races coming up, Devin?
Oh yeah. Next week we can definitely. I think we can talk about some of the rooks. We spoke to a few of them, so just to get to know them a little bit better. I'm sure we'll get to know them over the next 4 months, if they stick around and like us that much. Because anyway, yeah. So we're gonna get to know some of the rookies coming on board, and then we can talk about. Vegas has some lines out for next season, some over unders, so you can get your bets placed, get your parlays placed on that.
Is next week the preseason special?
It is the big preseason special.
All right, for anybody that wants to join in, well, not join in, but tune in next week. We are doing the preseason special. We're going to go over some predictions, introduce a couple of the drivers that are going to be racing, or a couple of the rookies. I'll maybe even go some of the big names and what they're about. Like we mentioned, Cody. For anybody that's not familiar with the league, Cody, Brian. Hopefully we can get Brian on next week as well. That'd be awesome to have him. But yeah, next week
maybe we can come up with a power rankings. We can update it every week. The top 10 drivers in the SCSRA, and we can update it week to week.
Man, that would be awesome. That'd be a great thing for our stats guy to do.
Well,
it definitely would.
God, let me just check my schedule.
Yeah, we're screwed.
Yeah, no, we'll have power rankings next week. We can definitely go over that. That'll be cool. Do that. Update that every week.
If you want to do it, man, I just need the graphics from Eddie. Eddie, you got it.
We're just putting more work on Eddie's desk. I'm sure he's ecstatic. Oh, he's gone. Okay.
Oh, is he gone already? Dang.
Yeah, he heard any Photoshop work and he dipped.
I'm out.
All right, guys.
But yeah, we can do weekly power rankings. That'll be cool. So yeah, get your betting money. Get your betting money ready. We got over unders for season 4.
Do we?
Yeah.
Well, I'm betting nothing.
Here. Well, that's fair.
I'm not a betting man. I'm a working man.
Not a gambling man.
Well, that's kind of your business.
All right. Well, crunching. I just turned the calculator on, so I'm gonna call Vegas, talk to my money line guy, and see what we can do.
Sounds good, bud.
All
right, Eddie. Anything else you want to say tonight?
Man, that's about it. Looking forward to some recruitment races. Looking forward to season 4 getting started. Hate these off weeks. I know Devin likes them, but he's funky like that. So that's about it, man. Just looking forward to getting back racing.
I don't think we can call these an off week. I think we're still just busting butt to get stuff ready.
Oh yeah, we are. I mean,
Sylvan's been on and off, what, 3 months now? Sylvan? Can we put Sylvan on the carton of milk?
Sylvan will be on the milk carton.
Sylvan will take the
100%.
3 weeks of Cody not screaming for points. I'm sure he will.
Right?
He's laying on a beach right now with a Modelo Negro in his hands. With
That's
his
right.
slides on him.
In a Speedo.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
It's an SCSRA Speedo, actually.
See,
You can buy them in
we
the
had
Intensity
confirmation.
store.
Hey, had to go check those out.
Well, again, tonight, guys, want to thank all of our sponsors again. Devin with Dev Sports Cards stepping up for those title sponsors. We got Eddie with the Eddie or Morris Customs for the Truck Series. Intensity for all their work they do for us during the season. Atlee, Josh, everyone over in those teams do a great job broadcasting all of our races. Of course, Dirtbag Clothing, W Energy. Last thing, too, Eddie and I have been messing around with some gaming online, Twitch. If you guys want to come hang out with us, links are in the description below. So just want to thank all of our sponsors out there. And Brian, I know you've had a rough week. Sorry to hear that, bud, but hopefully you'll be here next week with us. As always, Tammy Strong. Devin, I know we talked about it last week, but glad to see that your mom is in remission or hear that your mom's in remission and things keep going good for her.
Appreciate
Sure.
that. I also showed her the new logo that Eddie did for the remission accomplished, and she loved it. So she loved it. She really appreciates everyone that was thinking about her
Family.
this season.
We're family, man. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. I know it was a short one. I promise next week will not be, no matter who bitches about how long or short these are. Mostly just long. But thanks for anybody that comes by. Appreciate it, the support, and we'll see you guys next week.